Hello again to another makeup graveyard series here. We are looking at a blush drawer of mine. We have previously done my cream, gel and liquid blushes. I will include a link to that makeup graveyard down below. This drawer is one of 3 full drawers of blush way over the top, and how I've labeled this one is nude and neutral blushes as well as blush slash bronzer palettes. So without any further ado, I will go through this drawer, which has higher end, lower end drugstore type brands. I'm going to try and be judicious as we decide what is going to stay and what is going to go. All right, in no particular order, I have a couple of Chanel's on top here. This is brand new actually, the Chanel Jouet Contrast in Golden Sun, a sort of bronzy beigey mauvey. I will be keeping that. And then this is also another relatively new one, the Alizane blush, which is slightly pinker than the Golden Sun. I really like both of those, and I will certainly be keeping those. I've got down here the more sort of neutrally bronzy beigey type blush products, and this is a mineralized blush duo in Happy Together from M.A.C. This was part of a limited edition collection, but I enjoy this duo so much, I will definitely be keeping that. From Face of Australia, a blush in the shade Terra, a very sort of neutral rosy type shade, a really pretty shade actually. I will hold on to that I think a little bit longer. Something here from Laura Mercier. This is one of her Second Skin cheek colors. I love this formula in the shade Wild Bouquet. I love, love, love these blushes. I will be keeping that one. From M.A.C, this is part of a limited edition collection, mineralized blush in the shade Pressed Amber. You can see a real marbled effect there. Just deciding what I think about that one. Oh, it's a really pretty neutrally browny rosy. I love these shades. I will keep that one, I think. Something from Dior. This is a Dior Skin Nude Tan in the shade number 2. Really, really pretty packaging. A little peachier than the others, and I will keep a hold of that. You can see that this category here is among my very favorites. I haven't gotten rid of one yet. This is NARS Madly, a really lovely neutrally rosy shade. You can see there a bit of a sheen as well. A holy grail for some. I will definitely keep that. Another one from NARS. This one's in the shade Luster. This is more of like a peachy bronze type shade, and I'll definitely be keeping that. Another limited edition M.A.C mineralized skin finish in Light Year. So the same collection as that Pressed Amber. Beautiful, beautiful presentation of product. You can see you've got a shimmery gold swirl. This has a little bit of glitter to it. It's kind of like NARS Orgasm, I would say. It's got peachy pinkness to it. You know what? I probably won't keep this one. So this is one that I'm going to include in a blog sale. Next up, another one from Chanel. This is in the shade Accent. Another one similar to the Alizane. You've just got this lovely sort of bronzy pinky type shade. You can see my swatch, a little bit more shimmer to it than the others, but I will be keeping that. Beautiful packaging. You all know which collection this one is from, and this is an extra dimension bronzer in the shade Aphrodite Shell. I found that for me this was less of a bronzer, I would say probably, and more of just a neutral blush. A favorite of mine, and I will be keeping that one. One from M.A.C's Sharon Osbourne collection, another mineralized skin finish duo, and this one was called Refresh. Refresh has 2 different sides, one sort of more bronzy, one sort of more highlighty shade. I'm not sure if you can see on my arm there. I think you can. This is what they look like separately. Quite an orangey type bronzer, but when you use those 2 shades together, I think I liked that quite a bit more. Just a nice, lovely peachy shade. Despite that, I think I will actually move this one on. Something from Kevyn Aucoin. This is the older packaging, which they have since made more compact. This is a Pure Powder Glow in the shade Natura. And yeah, I will definitely keep that one from Kevyn Aucoin. This is one that was sent to me from a friend, a Fox in a Box from Hard Candy. This is the shade Smooth Talker. Very, very similar to a Benefit blush quad that you would probably recognize, and this is another neutral, slightly more pink I would say probably than the others. It was a really nice present to get from a friend, but I will actually be moving that on. An old product from Australis, Australian brand. The label is not available, but it's got 2 sides, and then you open it up to a bronzer and highlight duo. And excuse my self-tanning here, this is what they look like together, really pretty separately like that. I will actually be moving that on, but that is just a glorious, glorious combination there, those two shades together. Something from e.l.f. This is a Candid Coral blush, a really pretty corally type blush, really pretty. I will actually keep a hold of that. A Délice de Soleil bronzing powder from Bourjois. This was the one with the swivel mirror. I think I probably figured that that's how I wanted to use it rather than as a bronzer because it has such an orange sort of tone to it. I will actually be moving that one on. This is one from Chantecaille, a compact soleil in the shade Capri. Lovely sort of mirrored packaging, quite a matte sort of peachy neutral shade. I will keep that one. I've got a tiny little loose one from Bare Minerals. It's a blush called Sunkissed, a lovely sort of shimmery peachy shade, as you can see. I don't know if I'm going to keep that one. I really don't use it very often at all. I'm going to put that in my get rid of pile. Something from Charlotte Tilbury, a Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blusher. This is one in First Love, a really pretty combination of rosy and neutral shades. I really like that one quite a lot. It's got a nice sort of natural finish that you can build. I will be keeping that one. Something else from M.A.C. What was this called? Aqua Collection, I can't remember. An Extra Dimension blush in Seduced at Sea. Quite a rosy neutral shade there. You can see it is quite a bit rosier, yeah, than some of the other neutrals that I've been swatching. I will actually move this one on. Something from Guerlain, a Terracotta Sun Celebration bronzing powder and blush. Twist off magnetic packaging here in almost like a wooden feeling compact. A combination of bronzers and blushes. That is what it looks like when you swatch all the shades together. I will be keeping that. Love my Guerlain products. Another one from Guerlain. This is a bronzing powder and blush face powder. It was part of the Emilio Pucci limited edition collection. Came in a little Emilio Pucci pouch, and that is how that one swatches, a little bit pinker than the other one. I will be keeping that one. It's just a lovely special product. I love my Guerlain. I do love my Guerlain. Something else from Guerlain. This was the Crazy Terracotta collection, I think out last year, maybe around the holidays. Healthy Glow Powder, Vibrant Colours face powder. Quite a bit of a peachy tone to those shades in the compact, and that is a little bit more subtle, you can see, than the others. I will be keeping that one too. Something here from NARS, one of their contour blush duos. This is in the shade Olympia. Would make a nice contour, I guess, for lighter skinned ladies. That is what they swatch like on the skin. I actually really like the Olympia shade as a blush, and I will be keeping that. Something from Napoleon. This is the Greatest Hits Cheek Palette. I think this was out in the 2014 holiday collection. Haven't gotten much use from that. Not a huge fan of Napoleon. I will actually be moving that one on. This is relatively new, an Urban Decay Afterglow 8-hour powder blush in the shade Fetish. I will be keeping that one. Also something from Lorac. This is a blush in the shade Soul, and I'll just swatch that one for you. I'll just decide at the same time if it's something I want to keep. It is a lovely plum shade. I will actually keep a hold of that probably for a little bit longer. One of my favorites of all time, this is M.A.C Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul, and you can see it does have a bit of a shimmer to it. Because it is one of my favorites of all time, I will swatch it for you so you can see what it looks like. It's just a lovely peachy pink. It's just not too anything. It's got a gorgeous sort of gold reflect in it. I love this in the summertime particularly. It's just a great blush. You don't need to wear a highlight or a bronzer with it. It's just sort of one of those blushes that just does it all. Absolutely stunning, and I will be keeping that. Another blush here from Charlotte Tilbury, the Cheek to Chic Swish and Pop blusher. This time we're looking at the shade Ecstasy. You can see less neutral than First Love, and Ecstasy just has a lovely sort of pearly almost finish to it. I will be keeping that one. This is M.A.C blush in Gingerly. It's a nice neutral rosy type shade. I will be keeping Gingerly. From Jane Iredale, this is a pure pressed blush in the shade Mocha. It's more pinky, I would say, plummy pinky. I will keep that. Lovejoy from NARS, I will be keeping that. This is quite plummy. Bare Minerals, the Indecent Proposal. That is how it swatches, quite a cool plum tone. I will be keeping that. This is the Dior blush in Mimi Bronze. A really nice neutral rosy shade, and I will be keeping that one. A Le Beige. This is the Healthy Glow Multicolor in the shade number 2. Kind of got a highlighty shade, a bronzy shade. I've messed it all up so you can't see it very well. This is how they all swatch together, just a lovely neutral rosy shade. I will keep that. This is NARS Sin, a favorite for many many YouTubers. You can see very, very plum. I will be keeping that. Douceur from NARS, and I will be keeping that. Douceur, I don't know how to say it. I will be keeping that one from NARS. Something from Satin, that is a blusher in the shade Chestnut. I will be throwing that one out. Something from Bobbi Brown. This is an illuminating bronzer powder in Telluride. Now from experience, I don't know how illuminating it is. It's quite matte and it's not the lightest of shades. So how it illuminates, I'm not sure. I can see how it warms up a face. You can see it's very plum. So illuminating is not a word I'd put in the title, but I will keep that. Something from Burberry. Love, love, love Burberry blushes. This is Light Glow in Tangerine blush, and I've got it in my plums. It's such a lovely soft formula. You can feel it. And this is a plummier type pink. You can see here. Tangerine is probably not a word I'd use to describe it. It doesn't have any kind of orange in it to me. A beautiful shade nonetheless. Gorgeous formula. I will definitely be keeping that one. Something from Becca. This is their mineral blush in Sweet Pea, and I believe at least in America, where Becca seems to be, you know, currently promoting and marketing, we don't seem to get many updated products in Australia anywhere near as fast as the USA. I think they've reformulated their blushes, but you can see from the swatch, really vibrant pigmented blush, and I really like this one from Sweet Pea, so I will be keeping that. And finally, from my nude plums section, this is Paloma from NARS, so another one of those contouring blush duos. This is also a better sort of plummy blush, I think, rather than a contour, so that's why it's in my blush drawer. I will keep my hands on that. Moving on to my more nude pink shades. This is M.A.C Rosy Outlook, quite an ethereal type pink. I'll move that to my ethereal pinks rather than keep it in my neutral drawer, but I will keep it. Another one from M.A.C, this was the Osborne collection. This is Cheeky Bugger. I probably will be getting rid of the Cheeky Bugger. Something here from Chantecaille. The Chantecaille blush packaging actually has a dent in it. It's like a dented sort of pebble design, if you can see there. When I got mine, I first thought it was damaged, but every one that I've seen in any store in Mecca also has that dent, so I think it's meant to come that way. Really pretty sort of rose pattern embossed into the powder. A lovely sort of lighter rosy kind of neutral pink there, and I will be keeping that one. Something here from Essence, a Silky Touch blush in the shade Natural Beauty. I will keep that. That is just a nice sort of standard neutral M.A.C blush. This is Fleur Power. You can see a little bit peachier. I will keep Fleur Power. Limited edition Wonder Woman collection from M.A.C. This is the Mighty Aphrodite blush duo. It is quite a nice neutral pink. I will actually move this one on. From Bare Minerals, this is a blush in the shade The One. Indecent Proposal was really quite a strong plummy shade. This one is going to be a bit pinker, as you can see, and I will actually move that one on. Another blush from M.A.C. This is a matte blush in the shade Prism. It swatches like a pretty cool toned plum as well. I'll put that in my plum section. This one was sent to me by Sani, a brand called Deborah Milano. This was one of her favorite blushes in Rosa Pesca. It just has a lovely sort of shimmery finish. I will be keeping that. Limited edition, one of my oldest M.A.C products, Something About London. I think quite a plum shade. I will actually move that one on. From Bobbi Brown, this is a nude peach blush, and I'll probably keep that. Something else from M.A.C, this is a blush in Tenderling. It's a sheer tone blush. Tenderling, you can see, is quite a neutral, really nice, inoffensive type pinky plummy shade. I will be keeping that one. Something from Tarina Tarantino in, oh, I got this one on a trip to New York with my sister. Neapolitan Lane is this one. Doll Skin Cheek line of blushes, I think it was. Pretty shade. I will be moving that one on. Something from Chanel. This is a Jouer Contrast in the shade Jersey. Jersey is a really lovely shade. We've got some slight shimmer to it, but some nice strong pigmented color there. I will be keeping Jersey. From Illamasqua, this is a matte blush in the shade Naked Rose. This is a pretty sort of plummy pink, and I will be keeping Naked Rose. It's really pretty shade. I don't have a lot of blushes like that. Probably doesn't belong in my neutrals drawer. I think I'll move Naked Rose down to a more vibrant drawer. One from Lancome. This is Rose Sable. I think I must have gotten Rose Sable in a holiday set. Really soft to the touch. Just a really nice sort of plummy shade. I don't have many Lancome blushes, so just in case I do a Lancome video, I will actually keep a hold of that. Moving on to a limited edition holiday M.A.C Hocus Pocus Colourful Face Kit. It may not have been holiday actually. So you've got a couple of blushes there with a highlight, quite vibrant, and then the package actually slides across to release this larger sort of face powder in there, and that's a more ethereal type pink. I won't be keeping that. Something from Bourjois. This is a Sculpting Duo Effect blush in the shade Taunt Matte Rose, warm pink / golden skin tone, and this one I will be moving on. From Chanel, a Jouer Contrast in the shade Innocence. This is a lovely sort of pinky plummy type shade, and I will be keeping that one. That's quite pretty. Something from Sleek. This is part of the Nude collection Suede blush in the shade Suede. Peachy terracotta-ish type neutral shade, if you can see there. It's a nice shade. I rarely wear it though. I will actually be moving on this Suede blush from Sleek. We have something from Prestige Skin Loving Minerals. This is in the shade Terra Rosa, a really nice finish. I will definitely be keeping that one. From Tarte, this is a holy grail for many people, Amazonian Clay Longwear blush in the shade Exposed. This is another one of those neutral plum type blushes, and I will keep a hold of that one. From BYS, this is a blush and bronze. I think I used this in my $20 makeup challenge. I will actually keep that. It is quite pretty. I should use that a little bit more often. A contouring blush and bronzing powder from e.l.f. This is blush and bronzer. This was the one that was supposed to be known as a dupe for Laguna and NARS Orgasm. I will actually be moving that duo on. Laura Mercier Second Skin Cheek Color in Plum Radiance. This one has a little bit of a finish that just sort of lifts the face. I will be keeping that. Something from Rimmel, old packaging. This is a powder blush in bronze. I will be moving that one on. And something from LA Colors, a mineral blush in the shade Sunkissed. I will be moving that one on. Nutmeg from NYX. Let's see how that one swatches before I decide. Nutmeg, yeah, is a lovely neutrally plummy shade. I will actually keep that. e.l.f. Peachy Keen. It feels very gritty in the packaging as you try to pick up powder, and it is just a nice sort of glowy, corally type shade. You can see there. I will probably keep that one. This is a Hello Kitty blush in the shade Rome, a really pretty shade. I will actually keep that. Another one of those duos from Australis. The label has disappeared, but you've got a bronzer and blush in each side. Moving that one along. And something from BYS. This is Perfectly Peachy blush. That is quite dark. That would be beautiful on darker skins, I think, or with a very, very loose brush. I will be moving that one on. I have a couple of bronzer blush type palettes. This is one from Estee Lauder. We've got Nude Rose, Bronze Goddess, and Gold Pearl. I quite enjoyed this one from a holiday collection a few years ago now. I think I really, really liked the Nude Rose, and I might actually keep that. Actually, no, I'm going to move that on. I don't need it. Don't need it. Don't need it. Another blush from Estee Lauder. This is an all-over face compact soft matte bronzer, the Silky Powder blush in Pink Kiss and Nude Rose with Radiant Peach as well. 4 different shades there. I will actually move this one along from Estee Lauder as well. From Natio, this is a mineral blusher. We've got quite a few different shades there, some pinks and plums. I'm not going to use that. Another one from Bare Minerals, lovely gold packaging this time. This was a Ready Color Boost blush trio in Adrenaline Rush, and you can see just beautiful swirly patterns there. I did a tutorial using that, and I will not be keeping that. 2 more to go. Something from Galan, Terracotta 4 Seasons Tailor-Made Bronzing Powder in the shade 00 Nude. A lovely looking quadrant there with blush and bronze. A really nice peachy pink. I will be keeping that one. Finally, we've got an Inglot Freedom palette of blushes, number 20, number 55, number 22, number 34. I will just keep these for the moment. That is it. That is my whole drawer. I will be back to show you what the colors that I'm keeping look like when they are put back in. All right, this is the collection now. I have put some more sort of shimmery, light neutral shades down the side. I've got my more neutrally, I've flicked off a label, my more neutrally plums here across the front. I've got more tan, nude, bronzy type neutral shades on this side, and then I've got my more nude pinks on this side. Haven't got much up the back here anymore. It's all pretty much empty apart from my Inglot blush palette there. I don't need to reach for that one very often. I kept 49 blushes, and I'm actually getting rid of 27. Not not a bad ratio there. I'm pretty proud of that. Hope that you enjoyed this makeup graveyard series with my more neutral powder blushes. Stay tuned for many more. I have a few more things to go. I have foundations, concealers, pencils, mascaras, many more blushes before we get to the end. I will endeavor to get through this series a little bit faster than I have been so that we can get to that blog sale. I think I will put up a new Instagram account dedicated to the blog sale, so stay tuned for more details about that. I will be putting that up closer to the end of the sale just so everything's all up at the same time. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a beautiful day. Don't forget, you are beautiful. It's one thing to look at though, make sure you be it, and I will see you again really, really soon.